Welcome back, everyone. We just had a spirited talented takedown where, let me tell you, there's never been a more gracious set of winners than what we just saw. I mean, Jake, you really just exemplify humbleness in the face of victory. It's a great show, but you know what? Now the main event is ready to go.
Yeah, the real stars finally on the stage here as we get ready to get into this Widowmaker 1v1 coming right at you. And personally, ZP, this is an event I'm pretty excited for, especially with the rule set this year. I think it's really optimized to give us the best action possible.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great with how it's set up, where we've taken 8 of the best players here in the Overwatch League at Widowmaker in North America, and we're slammed them against each other. And that's going to be our second event here of our 4-event program here today. But now you take a look, Jake, it's not just playing for pride. There's a lot of prize money on the line.
Yeah, exactly. And I think as soon as you throw just that prize on the line, you get people more excited, give them something to play for, especially these professional players, then I think it becomes more than the prize money. It becomes a matter of pride. You know, you always want to say you took home that crown, you know, whether it's cash money or just proof that you're the best Widowmaker. And this is a setup where, you know, all distractions are gone. There's no teamwork here. There's no objective play, ultimate management. All that stuff is out the window. This is just raw sniping action.
Definitely is. And of course, all that raw sniping action needs a little bit of rules. That's right, we need to give order to the chaos here. It's first to 5 and all of these. And you look around here, just rules generally designed to make things a little bit more just easier here for Widow play, easy to watch, and more skillful for the players. Only 2 crouches a second, Jake. That's a limit. Yeah,
you remove some of those annoying strategies like hard crouch spamming and you know, going for body shots or SMGing, you know, stuff like that's out the window. Which ultimately, the irony of that is, you know, you put these interesting rules in, and it actually brings the game back towards more how real Widow duels are going to happen in a professional match. So, you know, despite these being added rules, I think ultimately this makes this a more realistic experience to classic Widow play.
And I take a look at the bracket here. We're kicking things off with Shockwave taking on LinkZr, and there's no better example, Jake, of the new versus the old as far as Overwatch goes. LinkZr, one of the biggest veterans in the Overwatch scene, still playing, really known for his Widow over the years. And Shockwave, new kid on the block, recently promoted to the Overwatch League, and definitely stunning in his performances thus far.
Yeah, he's definitely a rising upstart, so I think this is certainly a match to watch. Excited to see how these players put their heart into it, because, you know, both of these players, they're playing on teams this season that obviously didn't have the seasons they were looking for. So, you know, this All-Stars Widowmaker 1v1 event, it's an opportunity for them to, you know, get out of that funk, to show that their individual skill is still up there with the best. So I think of all players, you know, in the Talent Takedown, or sorry, rather the Widowmaker 1v1 duels, you know, this is going to be the most invested players, the players who care the most about the results here. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see one of these players go really far. So this is a very important starting quarterfinal.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing for money, they're playing for pride, and you take a look at the highlights that we're looking at here. I mean, both players with some really, really big moments, and they both have the stats to back it up.
Yeah, and, you know, Widowmaker is just one of those heroes that I think it's interesting as a caster, you know, compared to a lot of heroes in Overwatch where, you know, there's a lot of explanation, there's nuance, and that exists for Widowmaker too, you know, playing tactically and intelligently. But at the end of the day with Widowmaker, it does come down to just clicking those heads. So excited to see what they pull out here in the 1v1, the opportunity to just put that all on display in some raw PvP action.
Now, you think about it here, where normally, as you mentioned, it's in the team v team environment. There's a lot of factors to worry about as Widow. Here, you're only worried about the person in front of you, and that just makes it a different experience as a whole. This is not quite similar to how it's always going to play out in game, which means that you could be surprised by which player goes the distance.
LinkZr goes for the early shot off the spawn, doesn't find it. There's a lot of angles to worry about on Castillo, and wow, very aggressive jump shot from LinkZr. Both players putting in a lot of aggression. Almost surprised to see this, but they're both looking for the early kill, and LinkZr finds it first. You know, the way Shockwave was moving there, I think he must have been just milliseconds off taking his shot there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, LinkZr always pretty aggressive in his actual play, but again here, you only have to worry about the player on the other side. So LinkZr off to a good start. Remember, it is first to 5, and ooh, the immediate response from Shockwave.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a close one on our hands here, ZP. 1-1 is the scoreline, and you know, that round was very quick. So, Shockwave kind of changed it up, took a different approach, taking the high ground quickly. We'll see how the meta evolves, and again, another quick move to the high ground. Shockwave trying to take positional dominance.
Yeah, Shockwave also mixing up his approaches, didn't go for the immediate door shot. Now both players, they know exactly where the other is. Shockwave slowing it down a little bit here, making LinkZr think, as LinkZr goes for the rotation.
Another jump shot. Oh, Shockwave wasn't ready. He's very low, but this is Widow 1v1. You can come back from these situations. All it takes is one, but
shot.
Ooh, wow, LinkZr was so ready for that peek.
And I mean, the upside there too is that, yeah, you can still get shot in return and immediately fall, but when you have that health lead, you don't have to worry about a full power shot anymore.
Yeah, you just take those quick scopes. It definitely is a big advantage getting early damage, but just not as much as you might think in other 1v1s. Ooh, again, early shots on the low ground. Both jump shots. Oh, they both miss. Oh, Shockwave, though. Tie series, EP.
Suited too. I mean, this entire setup here, it's going to be quick, fast, and furious. But again, you think about what's at stake here for the players, both taking it very seriously.
Yeah, they've been making some very aggressive plays too. I think Castillo is just a great map for the 1v1 because it pushes you into aggression. You know, a lot of open sidelines. You can't really play spawns too defensively. But ooh, Shockwave trying to cross a sight line there. Very dangerous against a player like Yeri Masalan.
I always look at that and kind of cringe a little bit when you see the jump, because the problem is if the other player is looking at it, the jump is very predictable. You're not altering your movement much at all. Wow, okay.
The jump goes both ways, though, ZP. You know, if you jump into that sight line, going for that charge shot, it might take the enemy Widow just a second to react. Yeah. And it does come down to the timing on the jump, right? If you get seen on the initial jump when you're coming up, it is an easy shot. But if you land right as the enemy sees you, then you actually are getting a lot of head movement, get the head bob from landing. So there are reasons to jump. It's just more about the timing of when you get seen in the jump.
LinkZr here in the back on match point right now. No!
And there it is.
The response, LinkZr just immediately taking it, and GGs are called, and you know, LinkZr could go far here, Jake.
Yeah, LinkZr's looking very motivated. The old guard, the veteran, he's coming out to play here, and I love how aggressive both these players are. We've seen, you know, other players take a little bit more of a passive approach, you know, trying to bait their enemy into making rotations, waiting for footstep sounds, things like that. We didn't see any of that this game. This was full-on aggression. I think, in part, this is the map, you know, the nature of Castillo, but, you know, another part of it is the personality of these players, and when you start winning rounds like that so dominantly and aggressively, it has to get in your opponent's head.
You know, now we've set the stage here. Watch the next setup just be completely campy. Both Widows taking no risks. It's just like, it's going to the clock every time. But no, I mean, there's multiple ways to approach something like this, right? And, you know, for both these players, they just went out for it. And in this instance, experience and veteran presence won out.
Yeah, you know, and I think playing for the point isn't actually a terrible strategy. You know, one of the unique things on this 1v1 map is that when the point does open after 60 seconds, I believe, you can cap it in like 2 seconds. So this is not like your traditional control point that, you know, you're gonna spend so much time capping. Like, if you're not ready to fight immediately and contest point, the other Widow is just gonna win the round instantly that way. So, you know, you can just survive that 60 seconds, make the push onto point. The enemy player might be caught off guard by that. So we'll see if there's players who opt to go for that objective strategy. I just think it's going to be a little bit more difficult to succeed on a map like Castillo. You know, you don't have a lot of hiding spots. The spawn itself is not a great place to stay because there's multiple doors into the spawn. It's not, you know, like some of these other 1v1 maps where the spawns are very strong defensive positions. You run the risk of getting peeked from an unexpected angle if you're not going out on the map and just seeing where your opponent is.
Well, the first one was pretty quick. LinkZr takes it. Coming up next, it's going to be Dalton fighting Colourhex. Who's going to advance? We'll find out in just a few.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League. The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile. Switch today and rank up to America's largest 5G network, T-Mobile. And by State Farm. For auto, home, or renters insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
LinkZr advancing with ease in our first quarterfinal, but now we got to see who's going to be joining him up in that semi. It's going to be Dalton taking on Colourhex. Both players with a lot of individual talent, Jake, and now they don't have to worry about the state of their teams. It's all on them.
Yeah, definitely excited to see this. You know, both of these players I think are especially interesting to see in the Widow 1v1 because while obviously they're both incredible Widowmakers, they're not players you immediately think of as like a Widow one trick, you know, like really focused on their Widow gameplay. That's their wheelhouse. I mean, they are strong, but these are players with a ton of flexibility. So part of me wonders, you know, is that going to come into play in terms of the strategies they employ? You know, players with a lot of flexibility you might think are maybe have an edge in terms of thinking strategically, in terms of how they want to approach this unique situation in the 1v1. So I wonder if we will see that continued aggression. I mean, that's what I'm hoping for. I think that's the most exciting play style. But it's also possible these players with so much to play for are going to be looking for objective pressure.
Yeah, but you take a look at their highlights over the course of the season. Again, both of their teams struggling a bit over the course of the season, and that might be putting it mildly, but it didn't stop either of these players, Jake, from having their big individual moments, and that's why they're here in this Widow competition, to sort of break free, show us what they got, and maybe surprise a few people.
Yeah, especially Colourhex, who really didn't play too much Widow at all this season. I think he was really just focused on the rest of the roster. You know, it's the nature of team play. It's not about picking your favorite hero necessarily or whatever you want. But Colourhex, the player, you know, as I was saying before, very, very flexible. So if he can succeed in this Widow 1v1, I think that would be a massive prize for him. And really for either of these players, if they can continue to go further in the tournament, I think that would be huge. Especially for a player like Dalton, who has been very, very hyped, came into a team that was very struggling, so I think maybe didn't get to show his full potential just yet.
No, not quite. I mean, you take a look at the stat comparison here. I think you talked about before when we were rehearsing, but you know, you have the stats, but you almost have to throw it out the window when you get into one-on-one because so much is based on the team that's going in here. And you know, I wouldn't be surprised to see a player with lower stats just simply go out of their way to create some chaos in this bracket. So you know, you don't know until they play.
Yeah, it's small sample size. It's all about who shows up on match day, right? Your stats, your previous games. Those don't really matter here, you know. I'm sure it might give you a little bit more confidence if you have been a more dominant player over the course of the season. But that confidence, it could be a killer. You know, you could have these underdog players who aren't shaken by that, and they find themselves at the advantage just by being cool, calm, and collected. Sometimes those high expectations you place on yourself can lead to bad things, you know, mentally speaking. You're not exactly as focused as you should be.
Now, what I'm hoping here, I hope we do get the opposite, where we had the up-close and in-your-face Widow duel just a moment ago. Now, I want to see the Widows take a little bit more time. I don't know if that'll be the case. We'll see.
Yeah, Dalton goes right out of the spawn, which is the more passive approach. So already we're seeing that, but both Widows taking the same approach. Very aggressive jump shot for Colourhex. Lucky, doesn't get punished.
Look, to the bold go the rewards, I suppose. Colourhex right now going around the side, and both these players definitely being a little bit more cautious right now. Colourhex trying to look for safer shots.
Yeah, I honestly like the position here from Colourhex. Both players not exactly sure where the other one is, and control point going to be open 25 seconds. Unlikely to see a cap really come in here, but as the time gets closer, you can see both players pushing the point, and ooh, that's lucky for Colourhex. Dalton missing potentially a free kill there. Looks like this objective is going to come into play.
And right now, both players going to have to head to the control point. No, Colourhex finds it. Dalton taken on down, and you know, the thing about Colourhex I noticed there is that Colourhex was, when he was peeking, Jake, he was making it very safe, like just crouching in, making it as hard as possible to get instantly peeked by Dalton.
Yeah, you know, I think he just was the more patient player there. Dalton, nice jump across the sight line there. Almost impossible to hit that shot, so he's going to be able to take the high ground control. Wow, that's an extremely aggressive jump shot for Colourhex. Dalton not taking the peek, though. Dalton, I think, has a bit of an edge here. He has a bit more information about where his opponent might be. Now they both see each other, though, so kind of a reset in that sense.
Yeah. Oh, he had the shot just a little bit off. Colourhex, though, as you mentioned, evens up the information edge here. Now Colourhex, we'll see how he approaches this, where this might go to control point every single time. I don't think any player here is going out of their way to take many risks, and why should they? A lot of money's on the line. Oh! As I
this
said.
is the second time we've seen the player who's taking that outside edge of the map have an advantage, coming away with the 1v1 victory. I don't know how much you can read into that, because obviously you're getting one-tapped. But nonetheless, I think maybe that spot on the map might be a place of contention going later into this series.
1-1. Both players fighting for their share of the prize money. And Dalton starting to find his groove.
Yeah, Dalton a little bit sneakier there, faked some movement, and I think Colourhex just misled about where Dalton would be peeking from, just was not ready for that angle whatsoever. 2-1 though, very much within comeback potential here. Dalton taking a different approach almost every round. I love this from Dalton, just, you know, changing it up, being different, but ooh, I think Colourhex got a glimpse of the gun barrel. Information advantage to him. You see how carefully he's watching the sight line.
He's adapting against the shot. Oh,
that's painful. Oh.
You know what?
The
pre-prep was all there. The Colourhex had the strategic win there. The execution was just a little bit lacking, and now Dalton 2 shots away from getting into the semifinals. That's the type of mistake that is so easy to get in your own head about because, you know, as you said, Zee, you did have that shot. You did have the win there. You know, outplaying strategically, but information game not ending up mattering there. Execution so critical, of course, in a situation where you just die in one shot. Now, I know the other thing here, too, is that I wouldn't be surprised Colourhex actually plays even more defensive here. You know what's at stake. You don't want it to go to the wayside, but things can explode quickly in this Widow 1v1. Dalton, for now, content staying on the same spot. Dalton's starting to get a little bit more aggressive, too, just taking these big angle peeks, taking big jump shots. A lot of risks here. Does scout. Ooh, both players know each other's position. Nice reposition, though, from Dalton. Yeah, there's so many options for Dalton. He can play anywhere on this lower side of the point. Now Dalton rotating around the control point. It's going to be more important here. Just what Colourhex is going for it. Now Dalton over and in. Up close and personal. Widow v. Widow. Who's going to take it? The statue. The only thing covering it. Dalton gets it. And those close range duels for Widow, especially when you've got that high ground to play, it's just so chaotic. You know, you can go up and down that statue. It's so easy to change the position of your head in more ways, in more dimensions than just one. So definitely gets super chaotic at that point. But Dalton with a 4-1 lead. Looks like he's just running away with this series. Colourhex needs to respond, and it has to be right now. Well, he heard ya. That's a caster blessing, I think, because this series is still going. All right, so Colourhex still a long way to go. Needs to get 3 straight. Dalton, 1 away from advancing, getting a bigger share of the prize pool. See if Dalton can finish it off. Ooh, both players trying to get that information edge. Dalton using a lot of crouch walking here, trying not to give himself up with some footsteps. Just 1 more for him. Information lacking a little bit here. Looks for it. Now going for the jump shot. A little bit risky, but Dalton can play a little bit risky. Still has the lead. Colourhex 1 shot away from doom. Now the control point, Jake, starting to become a threat once again. The player is definitely feeling the pressure at this moment. Dalton just needs 1 to close it out, but will he get in his own head about that? Colourhex takes the high ground. This is a positional moment we haven't actually seen before. Both players trying to reposition here. Dalton gets a nice safe spot, controlling the route to point. Oh, Dalton unscopes there. And once again, it's the close range fight on the statue. Both on the statue. Colourhex a risk. Over the top. Both players still in it. Now, got Dalton in over the top. Gets plunked. 25 HP. Colourhex though still needs him 1 more time. Dalton just looking for that 1 miraculous shot. Both players have to stay on the point. Up and over we go. Onto the statue. Dalton still can't hit. It's so back and forth right now, Jake. As Colourhex fights for his life. He stays in. Yeah, that early shot, getting the HP lead for Colourhex ended up being such a big deal there. He doesn't have to scope in anymore, not for a long time at least at all. Just can take those quick scopes. So almost evening up the series. Dalton, though, can still close it out here, remember. So, ooh, that early spawn peek. He wants that kill. Doesn't find it this time. It can end in a flash. Colourhex might be feeling a little bit good here, but again, 1 shot away from elimination. Dalton, meanwhile, his lead has just leaked away here. Should Colourhex take this one? Oh my. It'll be sudden death. That was an incredible risk right there from Colourhex. Super risky. And Dalton is ready for the pixel peek. Absolutely baited. Nice work by Dalton, closing it out there. Mental fortitude. Definitely where it needs to be here. Yeah, and I mean, credit to Colourhex, where Colourhex was playing it smart, had really good reads in a lot of it. Execution, though, failing when it mattered most. And Dalton just getting out to that lead Hex, or Jake, that wasn't able to get around. Sorry, playing with Hex recently brings back old casting memories. You know? Yeah, definitely no problem. But as you said, you know, I think it came down to that execution advantage there for Dalton. You know, he's been a very hyped player. A lot of people in the community saw him as one of those huge players to look out for. And he keeps the hopes of the Vancouver Titans alive here in this Widowmaker 1v1.
carrying on his team's banner forward into the tournament. It's going to be a tough road, I think, all the way to the end, but he certainly looks like a player with the skill to potentially do it.
Well, you know what? We still got more matches left to go. Coming up next, it's going to be KSP taking on Soon. It's going to be a hot one.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League. The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile. Switch today and rank up to America's largest 5G network, T-Mobile. And by State Farm. For auto, home, or renters insurance, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Astro with the boom! Oh yes, that's what we like to see from our supports. Just this mobile def unit. Are you kidding me?
They were pushed to the very edge.
Hello and welcome to the 2020 Overwatch League Player Roundtable, presented by Xfinity. I'm your host Jake, caster and analyst for the Overwatch League. Joining me today is Funny Astro from the Philadelphia Fusion. Thanks for joining me, Funny Astro. What I'm most curious about is your very beginning in Overwatch.
I mainly played for Atlanta Academy, a team which I've learned actually so much from. When we lost, the atmosphere would definitely dip quite a lot. I learned from that when you're losing, knowing to try and lose as a team, not as an individual.
How do you manage to stay connected with the people close to you?
I always call my parents. It's really important that I have fast and reliable internet, and we have great internet at our Philadelphia Fusion apartments and at our facility.
Did you ever put expectations on yourself, coming into a team like the Fusion?
So I think there was a lot of expectation and kind of a lot of pressure on me. I just had so much confidence that even though I was the only main support coming in, playing with Carpe, Fury, Alarm, Sado.
You're like, I'll be fine, huh?
Who are these guys,
Thanks so much to Funny Astro for taking part, and to all the fans out there watching, thanks for tuning in, and I do hope you check us out on the next Player Roundtable presented by Xfinity.
Nice.
Welcome back, everyone. The Widowmaker 1v1 presented by State Farm continues on. And Jake, it's been pretty good so far, but you know what? The best is yet to come, and not just for the players, but for the viewers. That's right, fans. The special announcement you've been waiting for today. Coke Energy is rewarding all viewers for the next hour by boosting you with 3 times the Overwatch League tokens when you watch on overwatchleague.com and the Overwatch League app. Now you can load up and get a new All-Star skin even faster. Coke Energy comes in 4 delicious flavors. Coke Energy, Zero Sugar, Cherry, and Zero Sugar Cherry. There's about the same amount of caffeine in the can than in a 12-ounce cup of coffee. And look, just to sell it a little bit more, I had 2 of the Cherry Cokes over the town takedown, and we didn't win, but I felt pretty good.
I don't know if that's a selling point, ZP, but I'm having this right now. It's pretty good.
Hey, look, I felt good, Jake. I felt good. But you know what?
Counts.
I hope KSP and Soon also feel good because, of course, that's going to be our next matchup. And again, it's the new taking on the old here, Jake. There's no more veteran of the OW scene than Soon, a champion in his own right, versus KSP, an up-and-comer that's made the Valiant season pretty good this year.
Yeah, and if you're not already watching on the Overwatch League website or the Overwatch League app, now is the time to hop on over to those platforms because you want to take advantage of this triple owl tokens. Get yourself some hot new skins, those new all-star skins. There's a lot of great stuff to be had, so you don't want to miss that triple token value.
No, definitely not. I mean, 2 times tokens is good enough, but Coke Energy bringing it with 3 times. So, once in an hour offer, so to speak. But pretty good. But yeah, now you take a look at both this matchup coming in here, Jake, and it's going to be a good one. I feel like this is one of the more hotly contested Widow matchups you can think of.
Yeah, definitely. In my mind, I give the edge to KSP just because, when you think of this player, like, what do you think of? I mean, obviously his Ashe has been ridiculous, but for me, Widowmaker is the hero that KSP really cut his teeth on, the hero that made me realize, like, wow, this guy is a serious performer, future star of the Overwatch. I mean, already a star of the Overwatch League as a rookie, so on the Widowmaker, I just have to think this guy's going to be dominant. But Soon's been a player who, it doesn't seem to matter what you ask him to practice. Yeah, sure, like, I'll come in and play a great Tracer, a great Sombra, no problem for Soon. But then he still has that Widowmaker performance in the bag. Like, he's still been so consistent. So while I want to give KSP the edge, you just can't call this one. It's too close.
Yeah, and I mean, the one thing I'll say here is that if it follows a trend from earlier in the day, I kind of feel like the veteran presence definitely aids Soon here. I mean, this is a player that doesn't matter how much money is on the line. I don't think Soon gets nerves at this point. He's just been in Overwatch way too long, and to me, it gives a little bit of an edge to Soon.
Look at this absolutely fearless jump shot from KSP. That's an honor jump shot straight off the spawn, showing that he's got a lot of confidence too, veteran or not. KSP is a player who I think was not very nervous at all, but oh, look at Soon. This full crouch walk. Ooh, both players taking the aggressive push.
That's a Terminator walk right there. No fear. Thinks he's bulletproof.
Wow, both these players.
Everyone's still alive.
Going in on each other. Absolutely love this. Soon getting those low charge headshots. Has a big HP lead. Oh, and just capitalizes on it there. Perfectly played by Soon. Slow playing there. 3 shots to win. That's the most we've ever seen, I think, to this point in the NA Widowmaker 1v1.
I'm just amazed at the composure. Soon just walked at him for a moment there going, I have no fear. I know what you can hit. I know what you can't hit. You're not hitting me. Just walking.
Oh my word. Okay. I see you. I see you, Soon.
Soon. Yeah, that's the one downside. Do wish we had that Paris homestand this year because the Soon chance would have been out of control.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely a lot of people at home doing that right now. I can guarantee it, ZP. And Soon, he's just been so aggressive this game. And hitting that jump shot in KSP has really got to slow KSP down. He's got to be a little bit more worried about taking those jump shots in the future. And, taking some of the wind out of his sails is such a big deal in, such a mental matchup as the Widowmaker 1v1.
Yeah, and again, I mean, KSP, a younger player, playing a team game is one thing, but being in a one-on-one situation completely different. And this is something Soon is very comfortable at. Really just part of the routine at this point.
I like that emote from Soon, too. It lets him third-person peek around corners and, get a handle on where his opponent is. And now this is just raw sniping duel, classic action. And Soon comes out on top once again. The 3-0 lead being secured, and ZPI seem to have spoken far too soon. KSP struggling to find an in to this series. Soon looking like he's potentially going to go all the way here.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is a high-pressure, all-on-you situation. And we've seen Soon in this spot so many times before. Have to feel like KSP, as explosive as he is feeling the pressure. And no, it's not enough power, Jake, as Soon just fearlessly goes to the top.
And KSP is so aggressive, staying full scoped here, not really using this massive HP lead he has. Soon is so low, he'll die to basically anything here. Any headshot that KSP can land. Soon needs to find that full charge counterplay. Oh, and now it's even health though. Quick scopes for both.
Looking into the air. Oh boy, Soon in danger. Gets to the ground and gets KSP.
Wow. All right, 4-0. Well, soon making me eat my words, and deservedly so. What a performance thus far. This is the most dominant we've seen throughout the quarterfinals.
Also living up to the name. It's like, it's going to be a quick game. It'll be over soon. Well, that's what we're seeing right now. One shot away from advancing. KSP, though, a little bit life yet.
You got to respect KSP, though. Down 4-0 and just fearlessly taking the spawn peak. He has absolutely no respect. I think that's how you have to play here. You have to stay confident to come back into this series.
You hope on some level, maybe soon chokes it up. Not super likely. Soon with the extra intel from the Widow Mine. Rotating around, looking to the sky.
Oh,
taken down.
And KSP with the confidence that continues taking spawn peaks, down 4-0. I mean, we talked about soon with a veteran presence, the composure necessary to succeed in this environment. KSP clearly has it as well. I think, you know, a player with a weaker mindset wouldn't have gone for those very aggressive spawn peaks in a down 4-0 position.
Definitely not. And I mean, for soon, I'd argue the pressure is on right now. And okay, it's off. It's already done.
Well, I mean, you got to give it to this guy. He had it everything in this quarterfinal. He had the tactical gameplay, slowing it down with the crouch walk, and then he also had the incredible aggression, even coming back in that fourth round, I believe, from a very low HP situation. So, pretty incredibly well played from Soon. You got to give it to him. KSP was going with just the off the wall aggression, and while I think theoretically that can work, if you get that lead, you start snowballing momentum, getting your opponent's head. Soon, it just didn't seem to shake him whatsoever.
No, not in the least. And again, I think this is the type of event where you can be a new rising star in the Overwatch League, you can be the very best in a match situation, but the veterans have been here before, and you take a look at LinkZr's performance, you take a look at Soon, and now this is something the old guard seems to be very good at.
Yeah, well, it definitely looks like those are two players who very much could be meeting up in the grand final, but we've still got more quarters to play, figure out who is going to be joining Soon in that second semi.
And we just have one more quarterfinal left to go, and you know what? We got someone you might want to thank. That's right, coming up next, it's Logix taking on Onigod.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League. The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile. Switch today and rank up to America's largest 5G network, T-Mobile. And by State Farm. For auto, home, or renters insurance, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The Widowmaker 1v1 presented by State Farm, heading into the final quarterfinal now. It's going to be Logix taking on Onigod. And Onigod, though, new to Overwatch League, Jake, a player that has been around for a long time, so it's not quite the new versus the old. But on the same note, you think to players that have been around for a while that are great at Widow, you got to think about Logix.
Yeah, I mean, Onigod, he may have been around for a while, but no one has that veteran presence like Logix, a player who's had, remember back in the day, incredible success on Widowmaker, looking like a superstar, even when his team was really, really struggling back then in Season 1. So this is a player Widowmaker performance. So, coming out in the 1v1, pretty excited.
And I mean, for Logix, it's also a player where you think back to his pedigree, where even pre-Overwatch League, there was a 2017 year where his team might have been struggling, but he just solo carried like crazy in 2017. His team might have been falling apart around, but no, Mr. Logix was there. And, now you've given him a format where it's one-on-one, he can really shine, but also wouldn't sleep on Onigod. We know that these things can be variable.
Yeah, and I mean, Onigod has had a couple moments that are just some of the most ridiculous Widow plays that I've ever seen. I think he definitely has some streakiness to him, being a bit newer to the league. Hasn't had that experience to be quite as consistent, but nonetheless put out an incredible performance under a lot of pressure this season. So I don't think he's a player you can write off. However, up to this point, DP, every time we've had that, new guard versus old guard situation up to this point in the quarters, it has been the experienced veteran taking it away, and so far pretty consistently, right? LinkZr came out 5-2, soon winning 5-1. So far the rookies have really struggled against the players who've been around a little bit longer.
Yeah, and I mean, even with Onigod being around for a while back to pre-Overwatch League, he was at a time he was more of a flex player, not just all hit scan. Logix, I mean, hit scan is his bread and butter. It's what he's known for. So Onigod in a rough spot here, but we'll see if he can excel. Of course, the winner of this going on the face soon, immediately thereafter. So either way, not an easy road for whoever wins.
Yeah, absolutely. But this is the moment you really need to stay alive, right? Keep your possibilities alive going on forward. And despite Soon's very dominant performance, I think strategy does play a big part in these matchups, right? We saw KSP taking this incredibly aggressive style with a ton of jump shots. Didn't work out at all. But I did think there's a lot of opportunity for these players to sort of apply their own strategy, their own comfort zone to this matchup. And we'll see what that is for Logix and Onigod. I think setting the stage quickly with getting those opening pickoffs, getting that early lead. There's a lot of risks to be taken. If you start super aggressive, you can get in your opponent's head. But if that aggression ends up punished and you lose, you kind of get in your own head.
Yeah, and again, that's where, how experienced are you? How often have you been to this dance? Definitely seems to play a role where, you talk about nerves a lot. You can get used to nerves in a team game. You have your team, boosting you along. But in this case, it's all you. And one-on-one, it's a different type of anxiety at times for players.
Yeah, just silence here. Both players taking a slow and steady approach. Logix ready for this peak. And, ooh, Onigod was ready, but didn't find the shot there. So, already, Logix taking that high ground control. And,
he's just looking and,
beautiful crouch peek from Onigod.
That was also disrespectful from Logix, and he paid for it. Onigod just saying, hey, I have your thank you right here. Go back to spawn.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that peek at all because, as you see, Onigod just was able to control the peek with just his crouch, and I think that really puts you at a big advantage in the Widow 1v1. I mean, you don't need to walk into the sight line. You don't need to, actually step around corners, which is, much easier to shoot than when you're just popping your head up with a crouch. So much harder to react to on the opponent's side. And players getting very close range right now.
Oh!
Logix can't find a shot.
It didn't work out, but that was crazy. Just dropping down and
That was a little bit filthy from Mr. Logix. I mean, that is like the hardest type of Widow shot to hit. When, as you're landing from the grapple, you're moving, that's your fastest speed of the whole grapple, is right as you're landing. So, you're having the most difficulty to line that one up, and somehow Logix still finds it. So, that's a pretty impressive frag, evens it up.
Yeah, it was payback for Onigod trying to be Batman just like a few seconds before that shot, dropping down from the rafters. Logix. Looking and looking. Oh, that's so risky from Onigod and nearly pays with his life. Loses the life, now has to worry about the quick scopes, and there's Logix. Now taking the lead.
Yeah, 2 in a row now for Logix, and as you said, that was incredibly aggressive for Onigod. Gets heavily punished by the veteran experience from Logix. We'll see if Onigod can turn it around, maybe apply a different strategy. Scared he might be getting figured out at this point.
Logix now starting to show a little bit more disrespect. Onigod going back to the crouch peek. This Logix wrapping around the side. Onigod up to the left. Well, both players slowing it down a little bit, but Logix getting creative, going around the side and gets punished.
Impressive by Logix to land that shot, but of course Onigod just takes it in stride, finds the insta-kill. HP does not matter. 1 point, it's all you need.
All right, all evened up, both players. Some interesting positioning here so far. A mix of respect, a little bit of disrespect. Getting a bit of everything right now, Jake.
Yeah, Onigod trying to get into Logix's head, jumping right and then coming right back to the initial spawn peak and finds the third round here coming up in the series. But this has been so back and forth. The most back and forth, I think, of any of the 1v1s so far. So I still think this is anybody's game, especially if these players continue adapting their strategy, taking different approaches each round. Onigod just goes for a very aggro spawn peak right now.
Very mixed up here. Both players trying to vary up their approaches, catch the other off guard. This time Logix, who's been using a lot of high ground, going off to the low ground, off to the left. You saw him, but that was a nearly impossible shot to take. Now, being aware of where Onigod might have just rotated to.
I like this position from Logix in theory, but I love also that Onigod, he's using those railings, making it very hard for his opponent to even see him when he does go for a peek.
Onigod went for it, had the opportunity. Logix up close and personal. This is a melee Widow duel. It's not even the control point. Looking, and Onigod.
2
The punish.
HP. 1 more HP than you need. That's starting to cut a little bit close.
All right. I think a lot of people would see Logix as a favorite coming in, but he's one more shot from thank you and goodbye.
Yeah, Onigod with a little bit more to prove. Ending up being valuable here as Logix going back into his aggressive ways here. Full disrespect, taking the high ground. No cover there.
Oh, there it is.
Onigod, well played.
All right, so Onigod coming in hot, taking down Logix, and we have our moment where we had a favorite, and this time it's Defiant. So Onigod will be moving on to fight soon in just a few minutes, and gotta say, strong performance.
Yeah, I love the sportsmanship from Logix too. Drops the GG, GL further. Love to see that from a veteran player. He's not going to take this loss to heart. Still an incredibly strong Widow player in his own right.
Yep, and that's where, look, Widow 1v1, even if you're favored, regardless, it's first to 5, it's very volatile. You can lose a life in a flash, and Onigod just gave a whole lot of different looks, executed where it mattered, and took down Logix.
Yeah, I mean, those are some of the closest rounds we've seen so far there, with 2 times Logix finding a big damage shot, but Onigod with just a full charge, ending it in 1, so the HP lead does not matter. So, I think those rounds could have very easily slipped away from Onigod if he wasn't ready to just strike immediately back, but he does. He moves on, as you said, onto the semis.
Yep, and speaking of the semifinals, we are about to break for that, but just note, it's going to get a whole lot more Australian in here. It's going to be Mitch, Uber himself, casting with Custa. So, yeah, we're going to go down under here, but we'll see you then.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League. The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile. Switch today and rank up to America's largest 5G network, T-Mobile. And by State Farm. For auto, home, or renters insurance, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Overwatch League All-Stars. This is the Widowmaker 1v1 presented by State Farm, and we are now into the semi-finals. Hopefully all of your appetites have been wet for our first 4 games, and now we're heading into the semis. I'm here with Scott Custer-Kennedy, mate, and I'm happier than Sam Kekovich at a LAM convention. It's the Aussie cast we've been waiting for.
They couldn't hold us down. It was only a matter of time. They've been saying no for ages, but we've finally got our time in the sun. I don't know about wet, but I'm ready for this. There's been some good stuff so far. There's been some aggression. There's been some, I don't know, strategy. I don't know much about that for Widowmaker, but I'm excited to see what these guys bring out in the semifinals.
Well, you're definitely here because I'm sure you can add more insight than Bren could in a Widow 1v1,
that was
right? That's what we're sort of counting on you for, Custer. Yeah, I mean, we've been kept apart a while. Now we're together. Sometimes I suspect that the higher-ups are just emu stacked on top of each other inside of a trench coat trying to fight against us, but here we are. This is our bracket so far, Scott. We've got LinkZr versus Dalton coming up in this first semi-final, and then soon v Onigod in our second.
Yeah, we've had some weird upsets so far throughout the quarterfinals. I think I personally had Shockwave over LinkZr. LinkZr is a very streaky Widowmaker, so I'm interested to see how he's going to do against Dalton, and if he can have that confidence going into the end. And then obviously on the other side of the bracket, KSP going out first round and only getting 1 kill. I'm a little shocked by that one.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like maybe just a skill set a little bit different here for Widow 1v1. We were kind of discussing it later on. Obviously Dalton going up against Colourhex was able to pretty comfortably make his way through that matchup, and you're teasing a little bit at, it's a streaky Widowmaker play here for LinkZr. I mean, you definitely need some consistency if you're going to win out in these 1v1s. Listening into DP and Jake as well, they were discussing, obviously, charge time and positioning soon, especially in that third quarterfinal, I want to say. It looked really good. He knew how to play the map quite effectively, you said.
Yeah, well, it's like Widowmaker 1v1s aren't the conventional Widow situation that you're going to see. It's a lot about understanding the peaks, understanding your timings, and trying to sort of be as elusive as possible at all times so you get that first shot. These guys are all so good, but the difference that I see here on this stat card has got to be the 29% scoped accuracy for LinkZr over Dalton's 16%. So I'm interested if that's going to take a thing, because, it's a Widowmaker 1v1. There's all these strategies, but at the end of the day, if you just hit the shot, it doesn't matter.
Now, we can start calling you the Australian John Madden, Custer, but at the end of the day, Widow 1v1, it's about that simple.
Yeah.
Obviously, you see that? In the head-to-head, it's LinkZr. Now, we sort of said he's streaky, but that looks like pretty consistent stats, Scott, when it comes to his scoped accuracy. He's going to need to keep leveraging that against Dalton, who narrowly avoided a Vancouver Titans versus Titans matchup here in his first semi-final, but he's keeping his team's hopes alive. And we're going to be heading in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen, and be the map of Castillo.
Yeah, I think LinkZr, has more experience in this, Widowmaker 1v1. We've seen him so many times over the last few years at these All-Star events. So I'm excited to see if that's going to shine through, or if Dalton's just going to bring raw power and aggression, because I think that's sort of what he did in his earlier matchup.
I mean, he played that no-respect style on DPS in general, even as his team came into the league as sort of somewhat underdogs, I think it's safe to say.
Yeah.
We'll see these. Man, I tell you what, those tunes are actually kind of good. Not quite top 100 worthy, but not bad here on Castillo. Nice headshot for LinkZr, though, as they play the corner.
Nice little spicy one by LinkZr. So those are the ones where it's like, once they get head-to-head, it doesn't matter what happened. It's just about getting that jiggle peek going and, the jump shots. I want to see some big things from LinkZr, because he always wants to take this shot off the bat. You see him peeking just here. He wants to take that shot. He's confident in his aim right now. I say he's streaky, but it's more of a confidence thing for him. If he gets that confidence early, this is going to be a rough one for Dalton.
Finally, Custer giving LinkZr a fair shake of the sauce bottle, mate. You love to see
Bit
it.
of tomato sauce up
Dalton.
here. Don't worry. You got always got to give shout-outs to the tomato sauce and not the ketchup. Americans, please don't tweet at me.
No, Americans think tomato sauce is pasta sauce.
Pasta sauce?
Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, they think it's pasta sauce. Oh, dude, I'm telling you,
This is going to take too long to sort of break down because we're in a Widow 1v1. Oh, nice shot by LinkZr, but we're going to come back to that one. I just want you to keep that one in mind.
Okay, yeah. We'll keep it in the back pockets. Oh. He only needed a little bit of charge on the second shot. Scott, he obviously paved the way a little bit. We've actually seen some rounds go the wrong way for players who don't actually charge up that shot enough. They sort of get their headshot, but not quite enough damage. Remember, there's no SMG fire here in the Widow 1v1. You need to hit their head. And that means you need to hit it a second time.
It's really interesting understanding like how the jumping and the grapples and like where they're looking for is going for. Like, obviously, I think Dalton has the advantage here, right? Because his head is not exposed. He can jiggle peek. He can do whatever he wants, while Lynx is just in the open. He's just being the ultimate alpha Chad, just peek me, I dare you. So we're going to see if it works out. He's 2-0 right now, LinkZr, and Dalton's just not hitting those shots. We talked about the headshot percentage earlier in the stat card, and Dalton's just not getting what he needs to go right now.
No, LinkZr, Chad move, looking like Buddy Franklin in his prime, but it's not going to be enough. Dalton gets it right between the eyes, and LinkZr is definitely waiting for the peak here. And, I mean, maybe if Dalton is East Coast, maybe there's, like, peakers advantage they're trying to game. I'm not sure. I think they're actually on East Coast server. So.
Yeah. Well,
but LinkZr's out there, too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, LinkZr gets that fall from grace, just like Buddy Franklin, as you said. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see if he comes back, because we didn't see Buddy come back very well. So, I don't know. I'm excited for LinkZr because, you know, this is a player that hasn't really been hyped up a whole lot throughout the Houston Outlaws, you know, sort of experience of what has been through the last 3 seasons. He's had his ups and downs. He's had a pretty rough season. Didn't really see a whole lot of him. So, you know, he was saying he wasn't confident in his ability, his hit scan. He was saying it publicly on Twitter.
Yeah. He said it publicly.
Yeah, like, you don't really see that from a lot of these hit scan players. They usually need that confidence. So he seems to be bringing that. You know, I'm just interested. If he wins this, going into Season 4, is that going to be a big thing for him? You know, maybe I am still up there with the big dogs that exist in this league.
Yeah, you know, we mentioned maybe the skill set thing's slightly different here in a Widow 1v1 as Dalton makes the peak out there, but I mean, LinkZr, we can talk about that because that was sort of like a moment of vulnerability we rarely see from players in the league, but we all kind of tacitly knew that, you know, it was quite a grind for a lot of these players, but LinkZr just came out and said, look, I'm not very good right now. You know, give me some time to work back in, and I'm sure getting a W here in the Widowmaker 1v1 challenge, plus the bonus on top, cash prize, would be pretty nice for him.
Yeah, I mean, and I think it's important to talk about his opponent as well. Dalton, LinkZr hitting a nice shot as we go down here, but Dalton, new player to the league, he's known for being able to play flex DPS and hit scan DPS to a certain degree. We haven't seen a lot of it from him so far in this season, but that's just because he has Shockwave, who's been also another great rookie playing that hit scan role. So we don't see it, but you can just see he can hold his own against some of the best hit scan players in the league, and I'm excited to see what these two players can bring going into season, you know, the next season of 2021, because that's a lot of flexibility. A player like Dalton gives you so much in this league, having someone who can play flex DPS and hit scan DPS.
Oh, there it is.
That's just
LinkZr.
That reaction time is insane. I don't know about you, but when I play Widowmaker, you got to be peeking me for at least a second before I even realize you're there. And then at that point, I just decide to jump accidentally. So at least I'm better than Bren. But you know, this is just the reaction time that these guys have is insane.
I mean, just be careful because he will actually call you out and challenge you, like in a challenge where he has nothing to lose and his opponent's the only one that has anything to lose. He likes doing that, so not too loud, otherwise you'll catch wind of it and post a Twitter video. But again, LinkZr, Scott has himself set up for a match point here, and he's hungry. He's looking for the dub. Dalton went for a cheeky little peek towards his right there, but LinkZr is in hot pursuit.
This is absolute no fear. He's just walking at him at this point. He's not even respecting, he's not even playing corners, he's just grappling. 360! Oh my! That was disrespect. Just straight disrespect.
And that look on his face as well, LinkZr realizes he may have let pretty darn good opportunity go begging. There's Dalton. Just impassive visage from this man as he looks to try and equal it up here and take it to a tiebreaker. LinkZr maybe less aggressive this time around, Scott.
Yeah, he's you know, maybe going for the grapple 360 isn't the play. As I said, I'm not a professional, so I wouldn't know, but it doesn't seem like a good one. But yeah, you can see a lot more respect given here. You know, he's got a kill to give, but you know, Dalton doesn't look like he's phased at all by, you know, being on the ropes right now, and that's a dangerous grapple right there from him.
LinkZr goes aggressive. It's like my footy coach used to say, Scott, it's all about the 1%ers, right? It's the little things here. Yeah. Just the repositions, the fake peaks. 20 seconds until the center of the map unlocks, so eventually these two are going to have to stare each other down, and Dalton knows he is on his last legs.
It's interesting seeing the difference between the North American Widow 1v1 and the APAC 1v1. It pretty much always went past 60 seconds. Oh, and that's the ball game right there.
There it is. Centimeter perfect play from LinkZr as he will make his way into the finals now. Thumbs up and love hearts from the guy. And again, we talked about that confidence, you know, that streaky nature from LinkZr sort of is affected. But I mean, he's up on a high right now, Scott, and you expect him to be continuing to deliver. Tough for Dalton, of course. That's both Vancouver Titans players on that side of the bracket out of things there. But a good fight nonetheless here as both players really put to the test.
Yeah, I'm actually excited if we will go for a blast from the past. If we get LinkZr taking on Soon in the Grand Finals, it's going to be 2018 again. I'm still going to be playing. Everything's going to be golden. But, you know, maybe not. As you said, we got another semi-final coming up right now. Soon took down KSP, but can he take down someone else?
That's right. KSP looked a little bit listless in his matchup, so Soon definitely is going to have a little bit more on his plate when we get into the next round. And I'm sure LinkZr will be happy, but he'll have to wait on the sidelines and await his foe in the grand final. Stick around. We've got our second semi-final of the Widowmaker 1v1 presented by State Farm on the other side of these messages.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by HyperX. Unleash your style, unleash your fury with HyperX Fury Memory. And by Coca-Cola, the official refreshment of the Overwatch League. The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile. Switch today and rank up to America's largest 5G network, T-Mobile. And by State Farm. For auto, home, or renters insurance, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The spirit of the Dennis Velka Award is really one of leadership without trying to shine a spotlight on oneself.
For a lot of us that knew Internet Hulk and Dennis what he was like in game, he was an absolute leader who was always there to just rise up his team.
A lot of players, they fall into the Overwatch League because they like the game. They're very good at it. They commit a lot of time to it. But outside of that will come responsibilities that some of these players weren't expecting. And that does mean that you are going to be a role model for a lot of people looking up to you.
McGravy, in my opinion, is a perfect candidate for the Dennis Velka Award.
I think this is a great award for McGravy in honor of Dennis, because Dennis thought games were supposed to be fun. And that's what McGravy has brought back into the Overwatch League. He has fun, and he brings that energy, that atmosphere, that happiness along with him.
Love the party you have going on.
Yeah, why is this?
We're having a good time in here. We're having a good time in here. We're celebrating.
He's wonderfully nice and kind and dedicated to spending his time making the Overwatch League community better, but he's also not afraid to talk some spice, and he understands that there's nothing mean-spirited about it.
We've been the underdog since the very beginning, so coming out here and hear everyone boo us, and they just don't want us to win. It's a really good feeling to come out here, and it's pretty quiet right now.
It certainly is.
He's got his positive vibes. He's always standing up for what is right and what is good in the community. And that is what is important. You want to be promoting good things and moving this community into a better place.
He's such a positive person. Even if the other 5 people that are playing are tilted, he's still positive.
He's always trying hard. He always wants to win. Just brings everyone up all the time.
He's a very standout player. He'll stand up for things that maybe other people won't. If something is happening that he's like, this shouldn't be happening, he'll just, be as loud as possible and shout it from the rooftops.
He's using his platform always for something in the greater good of the community, right? Raising money for various social causes, not being afraid to speak out on, injustices that are happening. He's the loudest guy on Twitter, so, it's definitely not shy about doing that stuff, which, that's what the award means, is to be outspoken. It's to be a community figure and use that platform for, for a better purpose.
He's always consistent. He always gives his best effort, no matter what. He leads by example with giving that effort and trying to be a positive member of the team and always have a good attitude and always try to be finding stuff to be productive out of practice. And these players, they work so hard, every single one of them, and it's not easy by any means. So being able to find people that are good players and also good people, it's an awesome thing.
So we've got some exciting news for you. You're officially the 2020 Denis Velka Award winner. So congratulations to you. Well-deserved honor.
I didn't know before until you told me now, but Denis for me was a really big inspiration. He was if you go to my Twitter account, he's probably one of the first 3 people that I followed. And when he was still here, he was he had a really big impact in the short time that I had known him. I ended up meeting a couple of times, and he was someone who, it didn't matter if he didn't know you, he was your friend just instantly. It didn't matter what you were, anything, and he just instantly made you feel right at home. And that's a really big honor that it's hard to kind of wrap your head around. Taking that award in his in his name is it's huge. It's really big. It means a lot. Hope to make him proud. Humbling experience, that's for sure. It's such a big award, and all the people before me who have gotten it before are really great dudes. Specifically Custa, he was my teammate last year, and I learned a lot from him. He's such a great teammate, such a great person, and a lot thanks to him. It's just the reflection of what the community has done for me, and what I can bring back for the community. I think it's the biggest thing for me. Just standing for a greater purpose that's bigger than myself, I guess. The community has helped me kind of learn and mold myself into a better person, and hopefully I can bring that back. And just thanks for all the support. Thanks for being yourselves, being you guys. It's one of the most outspoken communities, in any esport. Really good on social issues. We're always there to pick each other up. There's not many communities as tight-knitted as Overwatch. It's one of the most diverse and accepting communities around. And like I said, that's helped me become a better person, and hopefully me speaking out and me winning this award can help the community become even better.
Congratulations, McGravy. This award is the most important one to me. It celebrates the importance of community and our power to use this platform for good. 2020 has been a truly incredible and challenging season, but despite those challenges, you've gone above and beyond to build a positive Overwatch League community. Thank you and congratulations on behalf of the entire Overwatch League team.
And there it is, a massive congratulations to McGravy for winning, in my opinion, one of the most important and honourable awards in the Overwatch League. Scott, obviously you as a previous recipient of the Denis Velka Award, probably know a little bit what it's like to sort of forge yourself into the kind of caliber of person to receive it. Of course, we feel like McGravy definitely deserves it.
Yeah, I won it last year, and it's awesome to be able to hand it off to McGravy. I actually have his trophy right here. He deserves it. I think what he said in his interview, he embodies a lot of what Internet Hulk brought to, Envious and the dynasty that he had as a player and a teammate and as a leader, sort of hyping up and bringing them to the next level. He's done that this season. And then on top of that, the amount of community work, the amount of stuff he's given back to the community, and just being outspoken. He's been fun. The Housey tweet, the Diva suit, everything that he has done has made us better, and I think he's a great example in the league right now.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of watching McGravy grow as a player, obviously me as a commentator, over the last few years, back since his time in, on Team Envision in Contenders, back when quite a few years ago now. And I'm just really proud about the way that he has grown, and he's really understood the concept of self-sacrificial leadership in a way that I wish I had many years ago. And Denis, was one of my best friends, and I get such a similar vibe from Caleb. So Caleb, we're very proud to have you as part of the Overwatch League. Again, congratulations. And I mean, yeah, on that note, let's move on and have a look at our second semi-final, Scott, because there's still much more Widowmaker action to be had as LinkZr managed to sneak on through against Dalton in our first semi.
Yeah, that was, we have LinkZr making a resurgence through the bracket right now, but we look at the other side, and soon a veteran of the Widowmaker All-Stars 1v1. I think he's been in it. He's been around every season. I remember playing with him in 2018, and let me go down story lane for a second here, because I remember Soon,
right.
Stage 4, we're going into it, and Soon's Widow wasn't one of the best in the league right now. We're going into it, we're struggling, and we're actually talking like, how are we going to overcome this issue? Soon is the kind of person, when there is a problem, he will overcome it. He worked so hard to become one of the best Widowmakers in the league, and he still holds that to this day. He's been so good. He took down KSP, someone who I believe is actually a robot. So that's very impressive to me.
I mean, the difference is what difficulty of a robot he is, right? But I mean, he looked incredible. I think there was definitely multiple points in the season where I was like, this guy's a rookie of the material. If you want to even use that term for him, he just made such a big impact on hit scan in general. So for Soon to get a win like that, it was frankly feeling a little bit one-sided. That is a big deal. But Onigod is on the other side of things now as a player who was thrust into the fire, Scott. This guy comes into the Dallas field team that, is definitely running a little bit short on gas. He has to step up and step into this role, and that has got to give you some sort of mental fortitude to break through in that situation and make it here to the semis.
I remember when he was signed, and we have Decay still on that lineup, and they were playing Onigod over Decay, and I was like, this is ridiculous, this is outrageous. But Onigod comes in and holds his own and sort of sticks to a standard that Decay was bringing. Obviously not as much of the carry potential on all roles, but definitely on that Widowmaker. He's been very good, and I'm actually interested to see how he's going to do in this Widowmaker 1v1, because we haven't seen a whole lot of him. He came in very late to the season, but this could be one of our players to look out for going into the 2021 season.
He's got a jawline, looks like it's been chiseled out of alabaster. It's sharp as heck. Let's hope that his aim is going to be the same. Soon, of course, definitely wants to prove a lot of people wrong. The narrative of Soon sort of being washed up and being on the older end of the spectrum as Overwatch League players. I'm sure you can relate to that, Scott. I'm sure he'd quite like to shut everyone down and show it's more than just a boomer with a sniper rifle. And here we go once more on Castillo.
See, but you say maybe he's, maybe he's not washed. I'm definitely washed, but I can say I doubt Soon every step of the way. I love him as a teammate. I love him as a person when I play with him, but I always underestimate him, and I always never expect that he's going to pull out these top-tier performances, and I think this is another one of them. I expected Soon going out round 1 to KSP and not even having a doubt about it, but he's so good in this matchup, especially with the mind games that come in a Widow 1v1.
He's just an understated personality. When he gets onto the battlefield, it's a completely different story, Scott. Soon playing the low ground here, knows both players going for a little bit of crouch action just to obscure their location from one another, but eventually these two have to fight. Now, this is maybe what I expected a little bit more of. Maybe less aggressive from both of these players.
Yeah.
One of them eventually has to stand on the point, but that's a huge opener there, and Soon's just furious he doesn't get the finish.
See, when I play Widow, this is the worst moment, because I do 199 damage and I have to hit one more damage, and it's, that's a C9. I did not expect to see a C9 in our Widowmaker 1v1, but here we are.
Yeah, we have. Okay, so I can say this from experience. I think we played the Talent Takedown last year in a 3v3, and the point unlocks. We were playing Necropolis, and we were also not ready for just how quickly that bar goes up. We thought we had more time. So fair enough, maybe Onigod doesn't frequent the 1v1 Widow servers. That's fine. He gives a freebie up, essentially, but Soon did have him down to like 1 HP, Scott.
Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of these guys aren't even going for these fully charged when they're doing these jiggle peaks. You're looking for that shot right there that we saw from Soon. Now Onigod is 25 health. Soon doesn't have to charge up for as long. He has a much bigger advantage going further into this matchup.
30 seconds remaining.
Onigod low Soon. He doesn't have to charge very long. That makes him much more mobile, Scott. He doesn't have to be looking down the sights for nearly as long to find that extra headshot. That's 2-0.
Soon is just... he's got to be up there with one of the most consistent players that we've ever had in the league, right? He's always been there to play, and he's always performing at the highest level. And that's what I love about Soon. When I play with him as well, I'm going to keep talking about myself because, that's just the way it is. I want to be here as well. But the thing about him, you always knew what you were going to get from Soon. Soon never disappoints in my eyes, and that was why he was one of the best teammates that I ever had. And he's just showing up once again. Oh, there's another one. Oh, this isn't close right now.
Stunning stuff there as well. And yes, Scott, while we're still talking about you, everyone needs to know that he's a Collingwood fan. Back to the game, it is Soon with a very
Collingwood
comfortable
fan
lead here. And
I take back everything nice I've ever said about him if he's a Collingwood fan. You know, no one's a Collingwood fan. No one that I like at least. So, you know.
Oh my! Soon out of the gates here. I mean, he's looking to lock this one up pretty quickly. Look at that self-satisfied smile on the man's face. He's about to put this guy in a body bag. Onigod needs to make a resurgence here. But let's see which of the better devils it's going to be.
This is just absolutely dominant. I think he knows the angles better than anyone else right now. Onigod doesn't really know where to look. He's never getting that first shot, which is so important, right? So it'll be interesting to see if he can make adjustments going further into this matchup. If he can get a couple of kills, the momentum can easily switch in a Widow 1v1.
Soon may as well be wearing clods with how much noise Widow makes as she's not crouching. Onigod definitely aware of where Soon is, but it feels like more of a, you know, a pitter-patter of impending doom. He is the one playing aggressive now. Soon wants to try and close this up. Okay, that's the headshot. Just a little bit of charges. All Soon needs to finish it off, and it's a clean sheet. My God, Onigod burnt to a crisp.
We're going back to it. We're going back to 2018, as I said. Soon versus LinkZr. This is a matchup that's gone through the test of time. And I'm really excited to see what these guys bring up, because I think the major difference that you saw why Soon and LinkZr have been so dominant is they just know how to play this matchup. Widow 1v1s aren't the perfect justification of how good a Widow player is, but there is a skill set that comes with it, and both of them have really mastered that in this Widow 1v1.
Yeah, when it comes to actually counter sniping as opposed to just trying to shoot roadhogs, it's definitely a different story. We actually did talk up LinkZr as a fairly counter sniping oriented player. When we look at Widowmaker head-to-heads, we often look at, you know, how many kills or what's their kill-to-death ratio on the opposing Widow. That's something that both of these players have actually been, you know, pretty prolific in. So that should excite you, everybody, of course. And we've seen the champions of the Widow 1v1s in the years past, and it's been quality all the way through. Will it be a Houston Outlaw? Will it be a Paris Eternal player at the top, Scott? What are your thoughts? You got any predictions for me before we get ourselves ready for that final match?
I'm not going to doubt Soon again. I'm never going to do it. I think Soon, like, that's a 5-0 against Onigod. I think he's in the zone. You look at him. He's got his little smirk. He's ready to go. I'm pretty sure he's going to take it over LinkZr.
There you have it. So from us here in the semi-finals, yibbity, 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 that's all, folks. We're going to head to a break, and then we come back for the grand final of the Widowmaker 1v1 presented by State Farm. Stick around. Everything's coming to a head on the other side of the break.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by HyperX. Unleash your style, unleash your fury with HyperX Fury Memory. And by Coca-Cola, the official refreshment of the Overwatch League. The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile. Switch today and rank up to America's largest 5G network, T-Mobile. And by State Farm. For auto, home, or renters insurance, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey guys, welcome back. Jaws and Hex joining you for the Widowmaker 1v1 Grand Finals presented by State Farm. It's good to be back on camera, Hex. Feels like we haven't cast together in about 15 years.
Yeah, well, you know, time is both instant and everlasting, apparently. And since March, I think I blinked in March, and now we're in October. But yeah, it is good. We had a couple of weeks off, get to get back into it for the All-Stars. Talent Takedown didn't go exactly how I wanted, but congratulations to you to win your rookie debut on that one. But yeah, now we're getting to the Grand Finals of the Widow 1v1, and I think it's a little bit surprising. I don't think there's a lot of brackets that would have had this one going this way.
No, I don't think so. Soon, especially, I'm like, okay, is he going to be able to win against KSP? KSP is kind of a widow on widow, like,
yeah,
he's going to destroy you, like demolish you, and then soon just kind of runs the whole thing, almost no deaths. Like, I'm like, okay, soon.
Okay, then.
Ready to rock and roll, alrighty. He's going to meet LinkZr, of course, in the finals. Finland's gift to Esports. I'm excited to get this one underway. It's going to be first to 9 as well for the Grand Finals, and they've got some money on the line too, Hex.
Yeah, cash money, always really important here. And I mean, when you're in the Grand Finals, you're already securing some money, but you want to get that extra little bit of oomph. And also, I just think about maybe bragging rights for these guys. We always talk about Widow 1v1 is all about bragging rights, but these two players in particular have been in Overwatch Esports for almost 5 years now. Like November 2015, they were both closed beta players. Let's see, LinkZr was on Creation Esports, Dignitas, Ninjas in Pajamas, Team Gigante. That's what soon was on Rogue and Misfits, and then all the Overwatch League. So these are about as old school as you get when you think about like Widowmaker players who started off playing Overwatch.
Shots. 30 seconds. Of course, soon you saw in the bracket just then. They died once. Can he make it all the way? Yeah, it's pretty impressive, especially in Widow 1v1s. And both playing from EQ as well, I believe. Oh no, maybe LinkZr actually is still in the US. I know Soon is on home. I did check that on social media. So yeah, pretty impressive from the Frenchman thus far. LinkZr, not an easy person to take down, to say the least. I did think Logix would actually make it rather far, but unfortunately Mr. Logix did end up going out.
Well, I mean, it's also volatile, too, but we have always spoken, or at least I've always spoken, going back to the ancient histories of Overwatch, that LinkZr is a very good Widow v Widow sniper. Gets a lot of damage done on the opposing Widow and then can just clean up. I always think of, like, his best map when I used to watch him was Hollywood, just on rooftops, and it's like, if you can't deal with LinkZr up there, you're in trouble. Soon has been really, really good. You thought, like, maybe it wasn't going to be perfect for him coming into the league, but he's always just made it on revitalized teams, and it's been really fun to watch. And Widow v Widow, it can be a little volatile. If you remember year 1, Shore 4-1, and no one really had picked that. Year 2, I believe Diem was your champion, and so I think no one probably had these guys in the bracket. I know you and I had some different players we expected to go far, but one of these guys is going to be your best Widow in Overwatch League today.
Oh yes, they will be. And Hex, guess what time it is? It's the Coke Energy Hour. It's 3 p.m. We've got another epic surprise for you. Coke Energy is rewarding all viewers for another bonus hour by boosting you with 3x Overwatch League tokens when you watch Overwatch League on overwatchleague.com and the Overwatch League app. Now you can load up and get a new All-Stars skin even faster. Of course, the Diva and the Reinhardt ones just released, so that's pretty exciting. Coke Energy comes in 4 delicious flavors. Coke Energy Zero Sugar Cherry and Cherry Zero Sugar. Just the whole shebang, really. There's about the same amount of caffeine in this can than a 12-ounce cup of drip coffee. So, yeah, make sure you pick up yourselves a nice little bit of Coke Energy before you load up for ranked.
Yeah, I like the zero sugar energy. pretty good. The cherry, it's quite nice. Quite nice. Generally don't try to drink more than 3 of those a day. You know, you don't want to have your stuff explode on you.
You don't want to be too excited in your ranked games, that's for
not
sure.
too
You might miss
excited.
some shots. I definitely was earlier on today, by the way. That was one of the most nerve-wracking things I've ever done, playing in the Dalton takedown. I was shaking a little bit too excited. But enough about that. Let's get into the game at hand. Of course, it is first to 9. LinkZr facing Soon. It's going to be a good one. And yeah, Soon only dying once. That's pretty good. And like you said, these players have been around for a long time as well.
A lot of history
which is
between them.
kind of ridiculous to think about. I mean, being at the top of the game for a while is one thing, but being at the top of your game for that long is something else, really.
Yeah, and again, a little bit surprising that they're going to get into this one. Of course, we are going to first to 9 now, so it's a little less volatile than playing only to 5. Same map as always, and my favorite rule, only 2 crouches per 2 seconds. Something. Oh, what an opening statement! Enemy at the gates, and LinkZr's down already.
That's pretty good. Old-fashioned spawn camp there. Not bad, not bad. Don't you just love this touch the spawn door challenge? But you just get killed in the spawn door. We've seen Soon take these rather quickly, at least. LinkZr has the high ground, though. Nice little headshot by Soon. Of course, one of my favourite people in the world, Mr. Brennan Hook, has just been moaning at me for, I don't know, months at this point about the 5% Widow nerf, and yeah, it's... Let's be real with ourselves, though. It doesn't actually affect good at Widowmakers, so it'll be alright. Oh,
Soon
LinkZr
with a
putting
very
in
quick
cracked.
lead. I like that Soon's just, he's taken 3 different angles so far. Right out the
Pretty nice.
gates, then he goes right side, now he's trying left side. I've always wondered if this room to the left bothers people, because there's a little bit of techno music that happens to be pumped in, so maybe...
It's cool music, though.
Yeah, some booms and cats.
Okay. Soon has now doubled his deaths in the entirety of the Widowmaker 1v1 bracket. At 2! Unbelievable. Soon's still in the lead, though. 1 apiece. Spawn door. Oh. LinkZr took him for it, though. I mean, I would. If I'm very aggressive when it comes to this kind of thing, so I'd be spawn peeking every single time, to be fair, but not that much of a good Widowmaker. Oh, Soon predicted that by a mile. LinkZr was looking up on the high ground, didn't expect it. 3-1. Is he just going to take this home X?
He's looking good today, and I mentioned maybe Season 2, and even this season, people were like, well, Soon's going to get replaced. And we've talked about this for like 2 Overwatch League seasons, but then he just plays so well, you can't replace him. He's just such a good player. You know, he's been doing it for years.
Ooh, before you can finish your sentence, Hex, he's found another kill. I think this is it. LinkZr, are you there, buddy? 4-on-1 for Soon.
Still plenty to go. First to 9.
First to 9. He's not very quick, though. There's not really been an opportunity for the control point to actually unlock. Ooh,
well, good. You know, getting points through the control point doesn't feel
feel
great.
Doesn't feel like a victory,
No.
does it really? That's winning by default, it feels like. Taking the aggressive. I hate these short-range Widow duels. Oh, LinkZr knows where he is. We've got to be scared. We must know. He does. Soon going to drop down. Oh, LinkZr! Just bounced off his head like he was Mario.
I like the short-range Widow duels because it's the only way I can hit a shot. If their head is the entirety of the screen, I can hit a headshot.
It's just super large.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair, yeah. Just have to have quick reaction times, though, that's for sure. All right, Soon still in the lead. LinkZr clawing it back with 2 points. They're playing it a lot more slowly than they did before. There's a Tetsu music here. Bit of cat jam action. Okay, now Soon has the high ground at least, and LinkZr playing on the stairs. Don't trip, buddy. You've got some high heels on. Oh, no. Yeah, Soon knows what's good. He did look down there to make sure he didn't get instant headshotted, but 29 HP. Oh, the Venomine is ticking down. Oh, LinkZr. He won't die to the Venomine damage, don't think. Oh, a nice 360 from Soon. The fade away. Oh, my word. 5-2 now for Soon.
That's a nice little Venomine. He gets a headshot off of it, having the reveal. Of course, we're not doing auto reveals in this version of the Widowmaker 1v1, so...
2 HP! Oh,
2 HP in a dream.
Oh, no. It doesn't really matter. I mean, Soon just scopes in, gets the full power shot, and LinkZr is history. Now LinkZr on 4 HP, 4-2. 4 is more, but 2, it doesn't really matter. You just need like a 1% charge on the scope in, and they're dead. Oh, to the high ground, using the cactus for cover. LinkZr finds the kill, 5-3.
2 HP versus 4 HP, it doesn't matter. LinkZr hits the final shot, makes Soon third eye blind there. He's bringing it back a little bit. I think had he lost a couple of those, momentum definitely swings, but LinkZr only 2 behind.
Only 2. Oh, look at that.
He knows where he is.
I love the silhouette of Widow crouch walking. Have you ever tried to walk like that in real life? There's a
In
challenge
high heels,
after
no
the
less?
stream. Yeah. Get some shoes on, try crouch walking. Oh, both each other's heads. They're probably around the same HP, I can imagine. That was close. Just going for the jump shots on the door. LinkZr taking the high ground. Soon didn't expect that one coming. Was expecting the honourable duel through the 2 doors. NS, nice shot, says Soon. Thank you, thank you. Oh! Oh, he's coming back! He's coming back! It's 5-5.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Bragging rights on the line. A little bit of quiche, but more importantly, bragging rights.
You know, that's a lot of bit of quiche.
A lot of,
about,
yeah, a lot of bit of
about a
quiche.
$7,500 difference, I think.
Yeah, $7,500 difference. That's a lot of PCs.
It's a lot of baguettes to buy. I don't know what they eat in Finland, but I'm sure you could buy a lot of that too.
I know LinkZr is a very good cook, actually. He does post on his Instagram every now and then.
Like
different things he's been cooking up. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's some very, very bougie porridge you can buy with your prize winnings there. LinkZr, oh, Soon takes the middle statue, but LinkZr with the high ground as the nice little kill. 6-5, he's coming back. Here it is. Few more kills,
turnaround.
LinkZr's got this in the bag. Spawn.
Momentum's definitely shifted. Yeah, Soon doesn't want to take that door anymore.
No more. I want to see both double shots up in the air, just a clean duel. Well, the railings are really annoying to kind of shoot through, but LinkZr doesn't need them. 7-5, 2 more points for LinkZr. And he guarantees himself the $15,000. Soon, of course, will be guaranteed 7.5, the second place. Losing about 7,500 if you don't net the first, so there you go.
Yeah, just thinking about hitting shots right now, though. Not thinking of the cash. He lined it up, too. Knowing that
do it. Oh, no! The smallest bit of hesitation. You saw LinkZr look up. He's like, do I go for the grapple shot here? I'm not entirely sure. LinkZr took him out 7-6. It's a close one. Shot up. Oh, not quite. LinkZr with a little fadeaway look there. You don't want to reveal too much of your head. A little bit harder to hit in the back of the head, the Widowmaker is.
Well, I think they're both thinking about these rollouts a lot, too. You don't want to fall into a pattern.
My favorite thing in Overwatch, rollouts. Soon hasn't got grapple. Oh, LinkZr definitely does, though, but he tracks him perfectly through the air. Soon. 7 kills on the board. LinkZr with 7 as well. 2 more kills will do it. LinkZr drops the NS. Nice shot.
Soon's just so well-rounded. It's the track into the flick there. Like, because Soon plays every DPS, he's got all that in his arsenal.
I'm sure they're using a light pole there. Very nice. Soon looking for another grapple. Up in the skies. No, LinkZr heard that, so he does back off.
Yeah, volume at about 3,000 in these headphones right now, trying to get all the information you can.
Every tiny, yeah, exactly. Every tiny little footstep. There you go. Grapple up. Oh, no. LinkZr wasn't expecting him to come through the door. 1 more kill and Soon has done it. LinkZr's on the ropes. Is this going to be it? Is this going to be your Widow 1v1 champion? Oh, Soon takes a really early peek as well. What a dominant finish that would have been if he hit that shot, but LinkZr now going for the grapple, turning away. He doesn't see Soon quite just yet. LinkZr needs another kill, but Soon only needs 1. In the skies, he takes to it, narrowly avoiding the shot by LinkZr there by doing a little pirouette.
Widow's got that ballet skin, so makes sense.
Dude, look how aggressive they're playing it. Oh, okay, I saw what you're trying to do there, Soon. I believe that is this patch. Oh dear. LinkZr has the high ground. Point's going to unlock in a couple of seconds, X. Will we see the first point unlock of the series? I don't know. Oh!
Let's get it. Let's get it.
It couldn't be any closer. 8 to
LinkZr.
8.
LinkZr's saying kill. Coming down to the wire.
Final round. Yeah, there you go. GL in this one. All or nothing, bro. One more shot. This is it. This is the $7,500 shot right here. Well, the Venomine trick. Okay, so the other Widow shoots the Venomine. There it is. With a sigh of relief, LinkZr finds the W. 15,000 US dollars as well. GG's all around. Soon looked like he had that. It only died once. Coming up to the finals as well. 8-8 couldn't be any closer, X.
Well, LinkZr gets the mental fortitude award there because he was down, able to get his way back into it. Nice little tech there at the end with the Venomine, and hits the very final pink mist. And able to take that one, but could not have been any closer between these two, dare I say, icons of Overwatch esports. To have these guys still in the league at League 3, to still be all-stars, to still be at the top of their game at Widow, like you have to respect the amount of work that they've put in over the years. It culminates here in a 9-8 victory for a fan favorite, one of the nicest guys I've ever met in all of esports for LinkZr.
Yeah, congratulations, LinkZr. And yeah, now you got, I said, the money's nice and all. Bragging rights sometimes a little bit more important, so now you can say you're the best Widow in the EU/Overwatch League. There you go. All comes down to that. And, well, with that, I mean, LinkZr, what's he going to do with the money, huh? Probably buy some more porridge, I can imagine.
Maybe something anime-related, who knows?
Yeah, that is true. Like I said, he's a pretty good cook. He does cook a fair bit, so maybe some nice, expensive cooking utensils to broaden your arsenal, not only in Overwatch, but in the kitchen as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of stuff that you can buy and use once if you're trying to be a cook. I have a lot of things I've used once. Come on, anyone who's trying to get seriously into cooking knows that they have a whole drawer of one-off uses. I'd recommend just buying a really nice knife. A really nice knife goes a long way.
That is true, actually. Yeah, Jake was definitely harping on about that a few weeks ago when he had a nice little kitchen set delivered to his house. So yeah, there you go. Congratulations, LinkZr. And soon too, of course, he's not wandering away with zero monies. He's running away with 7,500, so not bad whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't think anyone had that bracket, though. I mean, I think a lot of people were like, well, Soon's going to get rocked in the first round. LinkZr, who knows what's going to happen? But to have that culminates. A lot of the young talent came in, and they had their chance at it. But at the end of the day, it's the old guard who makes the finals.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, we should have an interview coming up momentarily. I do believe they're just setting it up, so you'll have to deal with us for just a couple more seconds. And yeah, like you said, the players have been around for so long, and I did have Mr. Logix going near to the finals, and maybe KSP as well. And well, look how wrong I was in that one.
You were ultra wrong.
Yeah,
I mean, but first to 5, we saw it here. I mean, LinkZr was kind of getting booped a little bit all the way up to 5. So getting those extra matches going in there is really, really important. So when you get to 9, it seems less volatile. When you're playing up to 9, it seems like the better Widow will win most of the time.
Well, that interview is right here, right now. We've got Frankie with LinkZr to give us a victory speech.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay. Hello, I am so excited to be joined by Finland's gift to esports. Congratulations, LinkZr. You did tweet before you kicked things off in the final that you were nervous, and we do know that you're a player that can suffer under the pressure. So how on earth did you hold things together when Soon was bullying you in your own spawn and managed to get the W?
Well, I guess some things never change, I've been playing against Soon from like 2016, so I was like confident. In my mind when I was like down a lot, I was like, okay, I just have to tie it, right? So first I thought about tying it, and then when I tied, I was like, okay, now I just need a couple more, and it's like the small steps kind of helped me get in the back to my own rhythm, I guess.
Given the history between you two, were you quite glad that it was Soon in the finals?
Yeah, honestly, part of me was hoping it would be Logix, because I think me and Logix go like also way back. But I think it was fun to play at least one of the other like veterans who've been like playing the game competitively since like 2016. I thought that was fun.
Well, before you did jump into the game, a very helpful tweet, I should say, from Danta appeared online. He said you were about to make more money from prize winnings than you have from the last 3 years of Overwatch League. So did that lovely reminder from your teammate help things?
No, it just made me kind of sad, you know. I was like, okay, Dante, why did you have to do this?
and given that you did that, you've just won $15,000. So are you going to be buying Dante anything nice with that prize money?
I haven't really thought about the money until now, but I think for Dante, I just need to buy him like a good amount of shut the fuck up for the next time.
I think you did that by winning, to be perfectly fair, but maybe some gaffer tape.
Tape.
Just
tape
tie him to his chair,
Yeah.
little bit on the mouth. Yeah, I'm actually advising Custer to do that to reinforce once they're back in the studio next year. And Custer's actually paid me handsomely for that advice, so more from me if you need it, LinkZr. I do want to ask as well about the victory today. Does that mean more given the difficult season that you've had with Houston Outlaws?
I think it's like obviously there's a lot of talented video players that didn't play in this tournament just because of like the NA Asia cutoff, but I think still part of me is happy winning this, even though I know in like the grand scheme it's like a nice trophy to have or like a nice victory to have, but for personally it's fun, but in the larger scheme maybe it doesn't matter that much for everyone else, but for me, it's like a nice reminder that I can still play the video game to a certain degree.
You can play it to a very high degree. We've all witnessed that today. So going into 2021, what are your ambitions aside from winning the thing?
I think next year, as a player, I want to be in a position where I'm not just thought as a video player, as weird as that sounds, but I want to be known as someone who can play the DPS role to the maximum capacity, you know? Like no matter what hero I'm on, people will still like be afraid of me, you know? I want to help my team win many games.
Well, you've got a few months to get working on that with your team. So thank you so much. Congratulations, LinkZr, on the victory today. We're going to head back to Jaws because coming up after the break, we've got our All-Stars match. And I know Jaws is probably going to want to talk about a few things, maybe introduce you guys to the format.
Ooh.
Hello from LinkZr there. Thank you very much, guys, and that is going to be all it for the Widowmaker 1v1.
No!
Actually,
I'm not having this.
LinkZr,
I'm not having
thank
this. I'm
you
about to
so
show
much.
you who's the boss of this gym. Give me that headset. Get out of here,
LinkZr,
Jack.
this is awkward. This is very awkward.
Hello?
What's happening?
What?
Can you hear me?
I actually don't know what's happening. I think that Ren, for some reason, thinks that he's meant to be on the show right now. I can't hear him. Thank God production doesn't think he's meant to be on the show.
Hello?
Oh my
No?
God.
Hello?
Ren, are you here for a reason?
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Oh God, hello. Yes, we can hear you, unfortunately.
Listen, let me talk directly
What
to
are
the
you
camera.
doing?
Listen, LinkZr, you knew it was coming as soon as you won that 1v1 against Soon. It went down to the wire. You've played against the best, and now it's time to play. It's time to play against the rest.
LinkZr, why did you want to avoid the Widowmaker, LinkZr, today?
Bren has been pestering me for a video 1v1 since God knows how long, and I've always declined his request politely, so I think he finally...
it's too late for that, LinkZr. It's too late.
Yeah, he wants it so bad.
Listen, I made a couple of calls, you know? I made a couple of dollar bills, slipped a couple of hands, and the server is set up, it's ready. Now, in that talent takedown, I didn't get the opportunity to show off my Widowmaker skills. I'm a little bit annoyed by that. I got spawn camped by Custer repeatedly.
Wait. I mean, from my POV, it just kind of looked like Custer farmed you on Lucio.
Yes,
is that why
of course he
you
did. He's playing Lucio. It's a zippy little frog man. It goes around. How am I supposed to shoot that? Listen, a Widowmaker, predictable, especially yours. And you're about to find out in a 1v1.
Oh shit.
Can I just clarify things here? Widowmaker, you did have the opportunity to show what you had, and you wasted every opportunity, so that's your bad. LinkZr, there is one way to shut up the Widowmaker, and that is to beat him on the server. I am backing you, my friend. So we're going to take things to a break, have a little breather. Widowmaker, maybe have a little word with yourself. Try and actually not humiliate yourself this time. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back after this short break.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League. The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile. Switch today and rank up to America's largest 5G network, T-Mobile. And by State Farm. For auto, home or renters insurance, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Oh. Bro, who designed this skin?
Blue Wave coming at you.
Naughty hero.
I hope it's not Arisa.
Wait, Rascal, what are you doing? Get out of here.
The All-Star skins always look super cool, so I'm looking forward to seeing it.
They stand out a lot.
I don't really know what theme they would go with this year.
I like ice.
Genji one was fire, like actual lava.
And then there was the Tracer skin, and it was more like it was like a blue theme.
When you dash, there's like water. So it's bloop bloop.
What it was in the Mercy and Lucis skin, it was like lunar and like solar or something like that.
Maybe like earth and wind or something. I don't know, dude.
I would like to see tanks this time.
Well, if I was hoping for heroes that it would be, I would hope for main tanks.
To support.
Hopefully tanks, because I play all the tanks, so.
2 years ago, it was Genji and Tracer, which is DPS. And last year was Mercy and Lucio. So this year is gonna be tanks, right?
But I think Sigma
레이나트 나올 것 같아요. Maybe.
Winston and Diva.
Zarya and Reinhardt.
Maybe like Zarya.
I think I'd love to see like a Rein skin.
I hope it's not a Risa.
Diva and Reinhardt.
Winston Reinhardt or Winston Diva.
Maybe a monkey skin.
I'm ready.
They're trying to convince me to take a screenshot. I told them it's illegal.
Don't worry, I'm gonna post on Twitter, by the way.
Drum roll. Wait, Rascal, what are you doing? Get out of here. Out. Get out.
Oh my... Wait.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh my.
Oh, no.
Oh, these are awesome.
They're actually sick. What? Oh.
Those are really cool.
Ooh, I was right actually. Diva in range.
Oh, right, Diva. Holy
That was right with the earth and the wind. I guessed it.
That Reinhardt one can't be real.
That Ryan skin is amazing.
Bro, who designed this skin?
오, 약간 도깨비처럼 나왔네.
It has like wolf vibes, kind of like.
Very much like World of Warcraft-esque as well, I think. I think that looks... It's kind of like a druid-esque as well.
That's so much.
A nature Reinhardt skin with like a wooden tree theme.
The hammer, it looks really cool.
I was really hoping it would be a Ryan skin, but I didn't think it would be because I didn't think he had as much prominence this season. I'm liking it. That's looking good.
그러니까 이게 도깨비처럼 나왔어. 이쁘다. I like it.
Get some really like bad vibes from it. Not bad as in like bad, but like evil. Like a bad hero, naughty hero.
Yeah, so it's called the Gaia Reinhardt.
Inspired by the spirit of the Wild Hunt from Norse mythology. It'd be cool if Earthshatter had like its own unique effect or sound cue.
I mean, looks like, I don't know, the ground, the nature.
It looks honestly really cool.
And the Diva, oh bro. I'm using that permanently. The Diva skin for sure.
Oof, the Diva one looks so good actually.
It looks like kind of C9, the Cloud9 color.
Water, air Diva?
From a sky temple or something?
And the colors, I like the colors.
A lot of blue representing the sky, the white representing the cloud, and the gold representing the sun or something like that.
Seems like it came from the clouds, from up above.
Like Valkyrie-esque, sort of like similar to the Mercy skins of previous years.
날개도 달려있고 이쁘네.
I like the sky color, and especially the baby Diva hair. I like it. It's so good.
Oh yeah, she looks so nice.
Some outer worldly mythologies here.
Various Asian mythologies, okay.
Represent the Asian mythology or something like that, yeah. I've been to school.
Oh, it's got like some celestial themes to it. And
Blue wave coming at you. I already love it. I can't wait to see the rockets though. Are they gonna be different? What about the bomb? Ooh.
Yeah, I think the All-Star skins are always incredibly detailed and very well made.
Pineapple Reinhardt with the air shatter always stay on the ground, and Diva always flying is absolutely what they represent.
I definitely use them because I don't really care that much about my performance on tank.
I'm a DPS player, but sometimes I'm trolling in tanks.
I think easily these are probably going to be the best all-star skins.
Tank players are going to be happy about it.
This is a good All-Stars year for sure. Most definitely.
I might give this a spin. I might have to give this one a spin.
We got some tank skins finally. Let's go.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile. Switch today and rank up to America's largest 5G network, T-Mobile. And by State Farm. For auto, home, or renters insurance, like a good neighbor, State Farm.
Welcome back to the Widowmaker 1v1. I don't know if Zoe could hear that, but yeah, we were back.
No, I can't.
Back.
No, I can't.
You can't? Okay, well, yeah, we are back. I was like, I was like, can Zoe not hear? Because I can. But yeah, welcome back. We have the Widowmaker 1v1. You can make an argument. This is probably the most important challenge of the day for LinkZr. Very important. Big head-to-head with the Widowmaker.
Yeah, I mean, it was just soon wasn't a real test. We all know that Bren is really the final boss. He's proven time and time again. Not only that he looks really decent, I guess, in Speedos and leggings, but no. He also plays the Widowmaker on like at least a mediocre level. So let's go. I'm glad that I get my first ever cast in the Overwatch League is going to be this. Yay.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of people decide whether, you know, it's this or the grand finals. That's the most hype thing to cast all year long. Where
yeah, it was a toss-up.
Yeah,
I chose this, by the way. Yeah, I chose this. I was asked, you want to do the grand finals? Do you want to do the grand 1v1? I was like, Widowmaker all the way, because look at those yellow. Actually, don't look at it, please. Maybe not. But look at those
I wonder
plays.
how many
He's
people
hitting
out
some
there.
shots.
Yeah, I wonder how many people out there dress as the Widowmaker for Halloween. It's got to be one of the more requested costumes going.
Oh, for
you
sure.
See the Legend of the Widowmaker. We've had a few of these Widowmaker 1v1s. They all end the same type of way, but they're still hype nonetheless. You see Bren there. That was his famous kill on the gesture. He didn't get any others, I think, but this was pretty hype. And I think this is one he could potentially win. This could be winnable here for the Brenji.
I mean, hear me out here, Matt. I'm not sure, or this is a bit of a guess here, but I feel like maybe going up against an actual Widowmaker main may or may not be proving a little bit more difficult. But Bren has been practicing all his life. Everything accumulates to this very moment. Like, he's done nothing but that ever since he was a wee little lad over in the southwest of England. I don't know where he comes from. Somewhere in England.
Of London, yes, of London, yeah.
Yeah,
that's fairly accurate. I think the best probably bar we have is the Widowmaker against Baby Bay from last year's Atlanta homestand. That was an actual hit scan Widowmaker player, and Bren left that feeling pretty confident, but also with a loss. We'll see here as we are starting to get into game. If the Brenji can turn the tides here. This is a LinkZr may be more nervous for this than the Soon match, just because dying to Bren's tragic.
Exactly. That's the point. And we've talked about this time and time again on broadcast that LinkZr is one of the maybe more emotional players. So maybe Bren is already in his head.
Yeah, we have Bren with 2 misses right off the bat, trying to hunt down LinkZr. Making a ton of noise, just jumping up and down. Grapple hook, sees LinkZr. Swing and a miss. 0 for 4. 0 for 5. LinkZr with the headshot, though. He'll get the first kill here.
Yeah, but Bren, remains a bit of a threat on the server. I do think that his presence alone definitely makes LinkZr, at least consider a few positions he's taking. I don't think he can go in quite as aggressive because Bren will come from unexpected places. He's not like your average Widowmaker, He does not act like a pro player.
He's unorthodox.
Wild card.
You don't know what's going to happen. A little bit of a wild card. He drops, though, yet again, here in round number 2. 2 quick kills to LinkZr. And this is first to 5. So LinkZr already making quick work of the Brenji. Says that he loves him in the chat.
Yeah, I don't know if that will do though, but maybe Bren can come back from this, and we all know that he's a very competitive player, a very determined young man. Not hitting any shots though. That's quite unfortunate, I dare say.
Yeah, as right before that round, he had claimed he was ready to turn up. That LinkZr should be worried about what was about to happen. Now Bren is blaming the map, asking why there's a wall in that spot that there's, well, quite frankly, always been a wall. LinkZr now going with the 360 technique, and then a headshot. So the Widowmaker, I mean, we are already there. We are on the brink of an unbelievable win here by LinkZr.
I mean, he's got to do something now. I don't know. He is known to be the Jackson Pollock of our time. No noticeable technique or skill, but he's just kind of vibing on the server, fighting. Sometimes he actually finds success. So
has LinkZr lost any damage? Has he lost
No,
any
I don't
damage
think,
in any of
no.
these 5 rounds?
No,
I don't
Brent
think
has
so.
not hit him once. Not even remotely. He didn't even come close to him.
You know, though, whoa, well, there we go. A little bit of a flying leg drop off the top rope there from LinkZr to end it. And just like that, I think the beginning where we awkwardly stared at the camera and we didn't know whether we were on or not was longer than the actual match. So I hope you guys enjoyed that because the gameplay here in the Widowmaker LinkZr 1v1, it left a little bit to be desired, so I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted more, I hoped for more, I expected more, but then again, LinkZr, you know, he's just like finishing off another day in the office. Now he actually gets the prize money. If he would have dropped a single one against Brent, we would have potentially held back a percentage of it.
I would say for next year, we've seen the Widowmaker in these. We have one talent on our team who is undefeated against professional players. That would be Josh Uncle Egg Wilkinson. He has defeated Yaki in the Pharah 1v1.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have decided to give Yaki that rematch.
I mean,
maybe we see Eggman in the next All-Star 1v1.
The Eggmaker, it's gonna be a good one. Well, Brent clearly showed that he's not fit for the office of you know, representing the entirety of the talent, because this is also our reputation, Matt, on the line here. He brought shame upon our house. That's very unfortunate.
Yeah, I think though you know, there have been reports. You know, the Widowmaker had a slight headache coming into this. You know,
yeah,
the
he did. He did mention
playing
that,
from is not his gaming
internet.
PC.
Yeah, it's also fairly cold. You know, I understand. Speaking of reports, Matt, I actually have a question. Because coming into this match, I was prepared with all sorts of tidbits, all sorts of information. I had our stats guys digging deep using Brent's Battle.net ID. They found out, yeah, you know, I wanted to figure out whether or not he has some dirt on him.
Yeah,
yes.
there's not really much to find.
No,
yeah,
but I did
really
find
much.
something.
Oh,
you want to know what I found?
What?
Well, so here it goes. He's been reported an overall of 6 times for hacking, and then 6 times for not being a compliant teammate. But one of those reports came from you. Yeah, we can actually look that up. Matt? What happened?
That is actually that is accurate. I remember there was one day where Brent was. I was playing with Brent in a group, and I did not feel like he was being the right teammate. And I think I remember kind of trying to rally my teammates to also report Brent for not switching off of the Widowmaker, because, you know, sometimes look, I mean, the Widowmaker, he has these games against this top competition where he can turn up a little bit, but then, you know, you bring him down into, you know, some of these lower ranks, and there's even more unorthodox players down there that could really throw him off. But he refuses to switch off of it, though. So that's kind of the tough part there with playing with the Widowmaker. But that is true. That is factual. I have reported my own friends for being bad teammates.
Does he know? Does he know that you reported him? Or
yeah, I actually believe that. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I think I've reported Sideshow numerous times as well. But clearly they aren't paying attention to my reports anymore.
Well, I paid attention to it, so I wanted to
know,
share this with the world because I deem it really, really important. And I just wanted everyone else to know as well that just this is how bad the Widowmaker can get when friends turn on friends. Like, you know, it's a real issue. Yeah.
So I wonder what LinkZr now thinks after playing the Widowmaker. What's his take on going up against Soon in the Widowmaker? He's just happy to get it over with. He seemed like he was a little bit more relaxed than I expected to. I think when, you know, the Widowmaker came out and he was missing some of those shots early on, I think that's when LinkZr settled in, and he was like, you know what, I can go for the 360s, I can go for the jump shots, and I will win this no matter what. You could see it in his play there towards the end, the beautiful 360 to end it off.
Yeah, I mean, Brent didn't even as much as scratch the surface. Like, he did get nowhere near LinkZr. Do you feel like Brent put any work into this at all, or was he just focused on the talent takedown?
I think he was focused on the talent takedown. I think the talent takedown you guys ended up taking a little bit more serious than we did. We attempted to take it seriously. But, you know, Johnny's been dealing with this fire alarm issue in his apartment building where it just won't stop. So he hasn't really been able to talk in comms. And then we also have been dealing with Custa. You know, Custa, he was supposed to be the one who willed us to win, but he was not really on par to do that. He was very lax, Custa. I was surprised.
Interesting. I hear a lot of excuses, which I guess I expect to hear from the losing team, but they're reasonable excuses. I give you that.
Very reasonable.
No, they're pretty good. Frankie have quite a high ping as well, right? So
yeah.
There's that. And then some people just aren't as good.
Yes, and I believe we do now have Frankie with LinkZr and the Widowmaker after that instant classic of a 1v1. Frankie, take it away.
Well, this is awkward yet again. I feel like I should come to the runner-up first. Widowmaker, what have you got to say for yourself after that performance? Oh, well, we can't actually hear you, so I'm just going to translate Widowmaker for the audience there. He said he was just playing a role bestowed upon him to show the difference between a pro player and your average ranked player. The thing is, Widowmaker and Bren, I mean, this role was bestowed upon him by himself, so I feel like that's not really an adequate excuse. LinkZr, how does it feel to finally have Bren off your back?
You don't know how happy I am to not have this bloodhound on my back and constantly trying to find a ways to play the video 1v1 against me. I hope that the 360 was the final nail in the coffin for that, and that it would at least take the next 100 years for him to even get 1 kill off of me.
LinkZr to... Oh. He's back. He's back. I can't hear you very well. Repeat yourself. You are back, I believe, Bren. So LinkZr was just saying that you're like a bloodhound he's been trying to get off his back. But I was just about to make the point that bloodhounds actually have to draw blood to get a scent, because how much damage do you... Oh, Bren is still not back, so I'm just going to say this for him. Out of 15 scope shots that Bren took, he hit none of them. Yeah. LinkZr, did you feel pressure at any point during that 1v1?
I kind of felt bad on the first round, but it like lasted a long time, and he definitely had like opportunities to hit a shot, and he just didn't, and just like this tiny sadness just kind of came over me, and oh no.
It's quite funny right now. You know what? We can hear the Widowmaker, even though you guys at home can't. So Bren, give me a final message, and I will put it out there to the audience, because I feel like you need to say something about that performance, and I don't want to say it for you, but even though I'm gonna have to.
Ooh. Oh, what was that?
I mean, apparently Bren would like to kill off Widowmaker, and he's now all about the Reinhardt, despite the fact I sucked the life out of him multiple times on Rialto. So good luck with that one in 2021, Bren. We can't wait to see you lose again. LinkZr, congratulations on winning against the Widowmaker and not swearing in the post-match interview. We will see you in 2021, and we'll see the rest of you guys after the break for the All-Stars match.